Reasons to be happy was born out of the idea that sometimes we don't recognize that we're in a good situation to be happy. And that in order to really recognize that there are really positive things happening in your own life, you kind of have to take a moment and recognize those. And so it's a self-reflective journey about that. I had a friend who not too long ago texted me and said she was so happy that I was happy, and I started texting back that this was a problem and this was a problem, and not appreciating that I was happy or that I might be happy.
So it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I cannot sleep. Not because I'm depressed, but because I'm creatively lacking at the moment. I gotta be up actually in like 3 hours to go to work because they switched my time around for today. So here I am. And I thought there's no time like the present to make this video. So, I made a list of things that make me sad. And it is by no means a complete list. It's just what I have so far. So, things that make me sad. Hate. Bigotry. Sometimes work, but not all the time. And mental illness. And things that make me happy. Also not a complete list, but what I have currently. My mom, breathing, dancing, singing, going to the mall, shopping, and performing. Now, the first one of these that I'm going to talk about, not because it's most important, because it is not in the least most important, I'm just going to talk about it first because it's 1 o'clock in the morning and nobody else is awake. The first is breathing. As someone who has, see, I'm breathing heavy right now because I'm just anxious about doing this. As someone who has anxiety, breathing is super important. Breathing it's life. It's what keeps you moving. It gives you energy, keeps you alive. And sometimes when you're anxious, you can forget that is what breath does, and you tense up and you get your diaphragm all in a knot. So the best thing to do is to breathe, and not like a shoulder breath or something like that. A good deep breath from the diaphragm, using your tummy, a good belly breath. Just in and out. And that's sometimes what you have to do to relax. I sometimes, when I am stressed or anxious or depressed, I forget, even when I'm at home just laying around watching TV, I'll notice that I tense myself up and I'll like lean forward watching TV and I forget to breathe the correct way. Like right now, it's still something I struggle with. But breathing is an activity that should make you happy. It's something that's good. It's life-giving. Breath, it surrounds us, it binds us, it penetrates us all. Not to get to Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Force there. So yeah, breath. Breath is my first thing on my list that makes me happy. So keep breathing, guys.
Hello, I'm Jake Pearson, and welcome to Reasons to Be Happy, the show where I talk about reasons to be happy and things that make it hard to be happy. Things that make me unhappy was when I found out my great-grandmother had terminal cancer. That was extremely hard on me because I really do love her, and we go to her she lives in North Dakota, and we go to her every year. And it's just I can't imagine a world where we don't go to her. It just makes me sad. And then things that do make me happy are I love to read. I read all the time that I can. I love to act. Go to theater, I audition for every play. And just trying new things. Just trying to get a awesome adrenaline rush whenever I can.
My reasons that make it tough to be happy. Mainly, the biggest one for me would be the death of a loved one, losing someone that you're really close to. I lost my grandpa when I was like 9 years old. He was like a dad to me. Ever since I've lost him, that has really done a number on me because I was so close to him. I wish that he was still here. It's been really hard for me to deal with, and I still don't do a very good job dealing with it, but I try my hardest. The next thing that makes it really hard to be happy sometimes is something that I have struggled with all my life. It's my weight. A lot of people like to judge you or, base their opinion of you on how you look or how much you weigh. And it's really hard to deal with that a lot of times because I feel like people don't see you for the person that you are. They see you for the person that they think that you are. They may think you're lazy or you just sit around and eat all the time, which is not the case, but people just make up their own opinion of you without ever really getting to know you, and they don't give you a chance a lot of times for things that, you wish they would, but, what can you do? The last thing, and it's another thing that I dealt with a lot growing up, from various family members, my grandpa, not the one that I was close to, on my mother's side, my dad's second wife, a few other people, but I dealt with a lot of verbal and mental abuse. It's not a fun thing to go through or try to get over. Being told that you can be treated however you want and nobody's going to believe you, or being told how stupid you are, or being told how ugly you are, but if you lost some weight, which goes back to my, being judged on your weight, then you would be so pretty and you would get a boyfriend and all this other lovely stuff, has made it really hard to kind of grow into myself, the confidence that I've gained over the last few years. Mainly after I turned 18 is when I actually started trying to stand up for myself and, really be more confident and be more outspoken, take up for myself, because before that, due to all the things that I had dealt with as a kid, I didn't really feel like I had any self-worth. So that's some of the reasons that it's made it tough for me to be happy. My reasons to be happy, my first and foremost reason would be my husband, who is sitting over here playing on his computer right now. You can come over here and say hi if you want to. You can wave. Hey. He has been there for me. He's my best friend. He's done a lot for me, and I couldn't ask for a better husband. He really spoils me most of the time. Shut up. But he really is great, and he's done a lot to help me be a happier person. besides him, one of the biggest things that has helped me and got me through, and one of my main reasons to be happy, is music. I've always loved to sing. I've loved to write music. I've loved to turn it up in the car while I'm driving down the road, and I'm sure people think I'm having, a stroke or a seizure or something, but I get into my music and I get down with it, and it's what I love. I mean, it's helped me escape and take my mind off things, and I have a cat over my shoulder, but music is really, really important to me, and it has helped me cope with so much. It's been there for me when nobody or nothing else was. Which brings me to my next 2 points. Theater, which kind of coincides with the artistic side of, music. Theater has been a great confidence builder for me. I love theater. I love being able to take on the role and become someone else for the time that I'm there. It has been an experience. I mean, that's the only way I can put it. It's done so much to build my confidence. I mean, I've always been the type of person I would go up and talk to anybody, but it has done so much to get me out there with people, and I still want to make a career out of it at some point. But it's one of my favorite things to do, and I don't think that I will ever grow out of that. Once you become a theater kid, I don't think you really ever grow out of it, even if you're 70 years old. But my last point, and like I said, this coincides with the artistic side of all of this, writing has been my other big thing, which I mentioned. I love to write music. I've always loved to write poetry, stories. I've started on screenplays, books, all kinds of stuff. I've always loved writing, and it has always, always, always helped me to release a lot of anger or stress or whatever emotion I was dealing with at the time. I've been through some really crappy relationships, and I actually started writing it in a book, which I need to find, but I actually started putting it in a book. I kind of made it a journal type of book, but it helped me to deal with the process because of the way that the guys that I was dealing with at the time were acting. So those are my reasons to be unhappy and my reasons to be happy, and I hope that this is good enough.
Hi, I'm Courtney, and this video is going to be about the 3 things that make it the hardest for me to be happy. And, okay, the first one was realizing I was gay and coming out. Realizing I was gay was really hard for me, but coming out was even harder. I was terrified of the reaction that I would get from family. I was afraid they were going to disown me. Friends, I was afraid they were going to stop talking to me. And while most reception has been amazing, I've made friends, but I've also lost friends. And I wasn't disowned by my family, but it was really hard on them, and therefore it was hard on me. And I am so thankful for everyone that accepts me and loves me. But sometimes the sadness that I feel overwhelms me when I think about the people that I'm not as close to anymore because I'm gay and they don't like it. Overcoming that, I'm still going through that every day. The second thing that makes it the hardest for me to be happy is my depression and anxiety. My depression stems from a mixture of being gay, coming out and the rejection of people due to that, and the deaths of family members. I lost my grandmother to breast cancer Thanksgiving weekend of 2012. Yes. And it was hard on the whole family. But my whole family started arguing a lot, and that made it really hard because at that time I was still working on coming out, and I wasn't out, so I didn't have anyone to talk to about anything, and that was really hard, and adds to my depression a lot. Yeah, and my anxiety goes right along with my depression. I don't like not feeling control of everything. And I don't like making mistakes. And I feel like everyone's always judging me because I'm always judging me. And knowing that I'm not going to be perfect increases my depression and not being able to do anything right. And when people make a point of pointing out my mistakes and faults and flaws, that increases my depression and my anxiety at the same time. I'm always scared people are going to laugh at me. So those two kind of go hand in hand, so I'm lumping those into two. Okay, now on to the things that make me the happiest in life. The first one, the most important one, is my girlfriend. She is the most important person in my life. I love her more than anything. She makes me feel wanted and loved. And she's smart, she's funny, she's beautiful, and I love her more than anything in this world. She makes it easier to get through the hardest days. I'm the luckiest person in the entire universe. Okay, reason number 2. My pets. I currently have 2 little sugar gliders. Names are Luna and Ezio, and they are some of the most precious things I have ever seen in this world. They make me feel needed. Yep. Ezio! The third thing that makes me the happiest is reading. I've loved reading since I was a kid. It's always been my escape from this world. I just like to curl up on the couch or in a chair or heck, even in just a corner and read a good book. It helps distract me from my problems, and I can concentrate on someone else's for a little while.
Hey, my name is Chris, and I'm here to talk to you about what makes me unhappy and some of the things that do make me happy. To start with, some of the things that make me unhappy has to do with my severe introversion. It is causing my hand to shake a little bit right now, and hopefully the camera's not bouncing around too much. It's a challenge to be introverted and to deal with an extreme extroverted world. It causes a lot of stress, and I do theater, and that's been hard to kind of let go of that. I've studied 20 years worth of theater experience, and I'm finding that as an introvert, I can't deal with the stress that goes with constantly being on, and also dealing with people all the time and not having the time to take care of myself and to deal with life. Which leads to the second part that makes me unhappy, which is my health. My health is suffered because of it, partly because of what I've done to try to deal with my introversion, and then also partly to do with the fact that there really are problems with my health, and trying to work through that. There's a lot of stress and not knowing what's wrong with me, and I think now we're kind of figuring that out, but that's a reason to be unhappy. And the third one is bullying. Because I'm introverted and I don't want to put myself upon people. When people put themselves upon me, then it becomes very obvious that that's a problem, that it's a form of bullying, and it's hard to make people understand that imposing your thoughts on someone is not collaboration, it's not really art, it's being forceful, it's being pushy, it's not tolerated for me very well, so that causes more stress. The three things that make me happy. I would have to say that things where I can be introspective, the parts that allow my personality to reset: driving, taking walks, being by myself, doing art, working on projects like film where I can be myself. Those things help me reset, allow me to enjoy life a little bit better. My family is a big component of what makes me happy. They give me joy, they give me support, they may not understand me, but they allow my weirdness to be okay, and that's as much as you really can ask for anyone. The third thing that makes me happy, things that make me feel alive, the things that help me overcome my health problems, the things that make life enjoyable. So coming out into the woods and hiking, things that I can share with other people, skydiving, doing Tai Chi. It goes along the same lines of resetting, and it also allows me to be interactive with people, and I don't have to be alone. And I don't really want to be alone. It's just that I'm somewhat introverted and have to do that from time to time. So those are the three things that make me unhappy, and the three things that make me happy. What are some of the reasons that a person might not be happy? For example, yourself.
I would say one of the reasons why somebody would not be as happy as they should be is in my grade, there's a lot of homework. And so they're not going to be as happy because they're not going to have as much time to do what they want. And also, they have chores on top of everything else they have to do. And so they don't have as much free time as they would like.
Is there anything else that makes you unhappy?
Well, I'm in 4th grade, so I don't have many stressful stuff to do, but those are really all.
Cecilia, what are some of the things that make you happy?
I like to do a martial art called jiu-jitsu because some of the moves that you have to do in jiu-jitsu, it seems like you're hugging your best friend. So if you just want to hug her or him for no reason whatsoever, hug them and then take them down in a takedown. I also like just hanging out with friends because if you are sad before you're hanging out with them, they'll cheer you up with either a joke or just by supporting you and giving you really good compliments. Another way I like to be happy, I make a lot of friends because when I'm happy, I am cheery, and that's what everyone wants as a friend, right? A cheery person. So that always makes me even more happy whenever I make a friend.
Cecilia, what other things make you happy?
I love to do a zip line course because once you get on and you have the suit on or whatever you wear, it makes your heart race because you have that feeling of excitement and you know it's going to get harder each time you do it. And it gets higher and higher and higher. So if you're afraid of heights, then it gets even more fun because you're getting rid of that fear because you're going higher and higher, but you're having fun doing it. So the fear just goes goodbye. And also your heart just races with excitement because you know that you're probably going to go higher than your friends. And so that just makes you really happy and you want to just go as high as you can and you try to reach your limit, whatever your limit is.
And I heard you say something about friends. Is this a good way to hang out with friends?
Very much so. I really like hanging out with friends on there too.